talking about red flags when dating men. Red flags. Red flag number 7. He has a wandering eye. A wandering eye. You know what a wandering eye is? A female walks by and he's, or he sees a bodily part and see, whenever you are with a man with a wandering eye, at the heart of that problem is a lust issue, right? See, what's happening is a female is walking by and his eye, he has no control of that eye gate and he's looking and staring. And the reason that's a red flag is simple. If a person struggles with lust, if a man struggles with lust, there is a higher probability that he may cheat on you. And so here's the deal. The question you have to ask yourself is, am I willing to take that risk? One thing I believe every woman of God should have, right? I believe every woman of God, if they desire to be married, they should have a husband. And not only that, they should have a husband who's good to them, who treats them like a queen, who's loving, who's nice, who's supportive, who doesn't cheat. For me personally, when I was dating, cheating was just a deal breaker. I don't know, it was something about my taste buds, but once I found out that a person cheated, that was it. Why? Because there's no security in that. I don't know about you. I just feel like I'm too good to have to look over my shoulder to see if you talking to somebody. I don't want to live like that, right? You want to live with peace of mind that person loves you, and only you can be you to them. And so I get that not everybody is there, but I want to encourage you to at least, number one, know that you deserve a relationship where the partner doesn't cheat. And a lot of times the signs are there. Being flirtatious, looking at other women. Sometimes, you shouldn't go through a man's text messages. Listen, if you ain't got nothing to hide, why you care? And some people say, well, if you go looking, you gon' listen. If a person is not engaging, there's nothing to find. And I personally, know that God's desire is for all of his children, his beautiful women and daughters, to be married to individuals who are faithful to them. Listen, God takes adultery so personally that even when the children of Israel turned from God and began to serve idol gods, he likened that to adultery, right? Because there's just something about when I'm committed to you, you're committed to me, you don't go off with somebody else. And I'm not going to condition myself to accept that behavior. That's just me. And I believe that you too are worth that as well. But sometimes the signs are there. There was a person who worked for my mother's family. And, the young lady had a husband who would come to the house, and true story, I'm at the store and I run into this guy and he's just checking me out, and I'm like, oh my God. And the sad part about that is that you can be with someone and you see that behavior and you'll reason, well, men will be men. That's just, listen, I heard somebody say this. I wish I could remember exactly how they said it. But, a man may notice, but a man who loves you will not stare. And if he just gives himself to that right in your presence, I don't even want to imagine what it's like when we're not around. So I want to challenge you, if you see somebody or you date somebody and they have a wandering eye, they're always looking at other females, it says a couple of things. It says, number one, that he probably has a lust problem, and he's not condemned for that, but at its fullest maturity, that means he may cheat on you. He may have an underlying issue, maybe it's pornography or other issues as well. And the question is, are you able, ready, willing to deal with that issue? Can you handle that, right? And I'm going to say, if you're not married and you have a blank slate. Like sometimes people get married, they didn't see the signs, and now they have to believe God to deliver their spouse from cheating, and they have to believe God to restore a marriage from an affair. If you're starting right at the very step one place, I'm going to believe God for somebody who at least will love me enough not to cheat. And that's just me. And I pray that, you have that desire as well.